Assalamu alaikum. This is Sulika Molika Das welcoming you all to news at 10 a.m. on BTV World. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is set to address a press conference today about her just concluded official visit to India. Prime Minister's Press Secretary Ihsanul Karim said the press conference will be held at Ganabhabon at 4 p.m. The Prime Minister paid the 4-day visit to India from September 5th to 8th at the invitation of her Indian counterpart Narendra Modi. ECNEC has approved a project for the upgradation of Kumilla Brahmanbaria National Highway into 4-lane with a cost of 7,188 crore 66 lakh taka to ensure speedy, safe and cost-effective road communication system between Sylhet and Chattogram region. The approval came from the ECNEC meeting with its chairperson and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in the chair yesterday. The Premier joined the meeting virtually from her official Ganabhabon residence. Ministers, state ministers, planning commission members and secretaries concerned were connected to it from the NEC conference room in the city's Sher-e-Bangla Nagar area. The meeting approved a total of 6 projects involving an overall estimated cost of 8,739 crore 68 lakh taka. Of the approved 6 projects, 3 are new while 3 others are revised projects. The other projects approved in the meeting are upgradation of Borishal to Lakshmipur via Bhola Road into due standard and with construction of elevated expressway from Lalkhan Bazar to Shah Amanat Airport in Chattogram, capacity enhancement of Institute of Nuclear Medicine and Allied Sciences at Midford, Kumilla. Faridpur, Borishal and Bogura, nutrition development and poverty alleviation through expansion of mushroom cultivation, and 4th revision of the Akaura-Agartala dual-gauge rail link project Bangladesh portion. After the ECNEC meeting, Planning Minister M.A. Mannan briefed journalists. The Planning Minister said 5,929 crore and 3 lakh taka will come from the government funds, and 2,810 crore and 65 lakh taka will come as project assistance. U.S. Ambassador to Bangladesh Peter has highly appreciated Bangladesh's effort to tackle COVID-19 pandemic and conducting vaccination program, saying that those were remarkable and really amazing. The USA wants to make partnership with Bangladesh in global COVID action plan on working out future situation of the pandemic, the envoy said as he paid a courtesy call on Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Ganabhabon yesterday. He added a minister-level special session of US-Bangladesh along with other stakeholders would be held in the sidelines of UN General Assembly. Bangladesh is clearly ahead of the United States in the vaccination programs under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the ambassador has said. This is really amazing and the efficiency is remarkable. Prime Minister's Deputy Press Secretary Hassan Zahid Tushar, while briefing the reporters after the meeting, said that the US envoy appreciated transformation of Bangladesh under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina and said it is really exciting. In this connection, he also mentioned that Bangladesh graduated to developing nation from LDCS under Sheikh Hasina's leadership. It will continue to uplift further, he believed. Regarding the success in tackling COVID-19 pandemic, the Prime Minister said her party and associate organizations handled the pandemic situation efficiently from the beginning by working round the clock in raising awareness, serving the patients and distributing medicine and oxygen. She said when the vaccine was available, her government provided first, second and booster doses to the people free of cost. Now the government is administering vaccine to the children, she added. Ambassador at Large Muhammad Ziauddin and Prime Minister's Principal Secretary Dr. Ahmed Kaikaus, among others, were present. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina paid rich tributes to Queen Elizabeth II by placing wreath at her portrait at the British High Commission in Dhaka yesterday. The Prime Minister also signed the condolence book that opened at the British High Commission following the death of the Queen on September 8th. Deputy Press Secretary to the Prime Minister Hassan Zahid Tusha later briefed the newsmen. After placing the wreath in front of the Queen's portrait, the Prime Minister stood in solemn silence for some time to show profound respect to the late Queen, he said. The Premier also reminisced her pleasant memories with the Queen after signing the condolence book. Earlier on her arrival, British High Commissioner Robert Chatterton-Dixon welcomed the Prime Minister at the High Commission premises. The High Commissioner expressed sincere gratitude to the Prime Minister for visiting the High Commission to show respect to the Queen. This is the first time that any Prime Minister of the country visited the British High Commission in Dhaka for any purpose. Prime Minister's Principal Secretary Dr. Ahmad Kaikaus and Military Secretary Major General Kabir Ahmed were present among others with the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, a delegation of Bangladesh Awami League led by its Presidium member Farooq Khan visited British High Commission in Dhaka to convey grief and heartiest sympathy at the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The delegation included International Affairs Secretary of Bangladesh Awami League Dr. Shammi Ahmed and Information and Research Secretary Dr. Salim Mahmood. Members of Awami League delegation signed the condolence book kept at the High Commission and expressed deep tributes to the late Queen Elizabeth II. Outgoing Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh Vikram Kumar Duraiswamy made a call on Road Transport and Bridges Minister and Awami League General Secretary Ubaidul Qadir at the Secretariat yesterday. During the call on the envoy lauded the Awami League General Secretary for his leadership in enhancing mutual relationship with different political parties of India. Vikram Kumar Duraiswamy expressed gratitude to Ubaidul Qadir for his suggestions to the envoy and his team in speedily implementation of the ongoing projects taken under the Indian credit line.
Who has been a very important friend of the India-Bangladesh relationship, a trusted and very reliable friend. We greatly appreciated all the guidance he has provided my team and I on all our cooperation in the roads and transport sector. We have a lot of projects that we are moving forward with on the line of credit. The Honourable Minister has guided us and helped us and pointed us in the right direction of how to do these projects well. So I've thanked him for all of that. Also in the Honourable Minister's capacity as Secretary General of the Awami League, I've also come to thank him for all the leadership he has provided to enable Bangladesh's ruling party to interact with political parties in India, which is a very important part of building our friendship in depth and in width. And his guidance has been very, very valuable in that regard.
Information and Broadcasting Minister and Awami League Joint General Secretary Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said political clash and BNP's habit of saying no in everything should be ended for greater interest of country's development. He said this while addressing as chief guest at the annual general meeting of Bangladesh Songbatpatra Porishad at PIB Auditorium in the capital yesterday. Dr. Hassan Mahmood said the countrymen will resist BNP if they try to kill people through petrol bomb in the name of movement.
মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেব বলেছেন যে সমমনা দলগুলোকে নিয়ে আন্দোলনে নামবে। আবার কদিন আগে উনি বলেছেন ওনারা আন্দোলনে আছেন, এখন বলছেন নামবেন। আর কোনটা সঠিক সেটা বোঝা মুশকিল। গত 13.5 বছর ধরে আমরা শুনছি ওনারা আন্দোলনে নামবেন, আবার ওনাদের আন্দোলন মানে হচ্ছে পেট্রোল বোমা নিক্ষেপ করা, ওনাদের আন্দোলনের মানে হচ্ছে গাড়ি ঘোড়া ভাঙচুর করা, ওনাদের আন্দোলনের মানে হচ্ছে নিজেরা মারামারি করা, ওনাদের আন্দোলনের মানে হচ্ছে পুলিশের উপর হামলা পরিচালনা করা। এবার যদি এগুলো করা হয় তাহলে জনগণ তাদেরকে প্রতিহত করবে এবং বাংলাদেশ আওয়ামী লীগের নেতাকর্মীরা জনগণের সাথে থাকবে এবং পুলিশও বসে থাকবে। বিএনপি সব কিছুতে না বলার যে রাজনীতি, বিএনপি সহ সমমনাদের সেটি অবসান হওয়া প্রয়োজন। অবশ্যই যেখানে না বলা দরকার সেখানে না বলবে যে কেউ, কিন্তু সব কিছুতেই না বলা আর পলিটিক্স অফ কনফ্রন্টেশন, সবসময় সাংঘর্ষিক রাজনীতি করা, এটি দেশের উন্নয়ন অগ্রগতির প্রতিবন্ধক, যেটি বিএনপি করছে। আমি আশা করব এই সাংঘর্ষিক রাজনীতি আর না বলার রাজনীতি থেকে বিএনপি নিজেকে মুক্ত করবে।
Advisor of Bangladesh Sangbatpatra Parishad and Awami League Advisory Council member Muzaffar Hussain Poltu chaired the meeting, which was also addressed by Chairman of Bangladesh Press Council Justice Nizamul Haq. President of Bangladesh Sangbatpatra Parishad Muhammad Shah Jalal, its General Secretary M.G. Kibriya Chaudhary and Joint General Secretary Chaudhary Ataur Rahman. Now, international news. The coffin of Queen Elizabeth II has arrived back at Buckingham Palace. The Queen's children and grandchildren greeted her coffin on its arrival at Buckingham Palace and moved to Parliament's Westminster Hall, where the Queen will lie in state for 4 days. Princes William and Harry, along with King Charles III, will accompany the coffin to Westminster on foot. During the procession, guns will be fired at Hyde Park and Big Ben will toll. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected to file past the coffin to pay their respects, with a huge policing operation in place. Earlier, a military aircraft carrying the Queen's remains from Scotland, Edinburgh, touched down yesterday evening at Air Force Base RAF Northolt in London. The state hearse carrying the coffin made its way through the rainy streets of London, where crowds of mourners lined up to pay their respects. China's leader Xi Jinping and Russia's Vladimir Putin will discuss the war in Ukraine and other international regional topics at their meeting, which will be held on tomorrow. The two leaders will meet in Uzbekistan at a summit that will show an alternative to the Western world, the Kremlin said. Jinping is making his first trip overseas since the beginning of the pandemic. He is seeking a third term, while Putin's relations with the West are at rock bottom over Ukraine. Xi Jinping is beginning his 3-day trip in Kazakhstan today. He will then meet Vladimir Putin tomorrow at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO summit in Samarkand. Russian President Putin will also meet other leaders, including those of India, Pakistan, Turkey, and Iran. Fighting between Armenia and Azerbaijan on Monday night killed almost 100 soldiers, it has emerged. Armenia's Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan said 49 of its soldiers died in overnight clashes, while Azerbaijan's defense ministry said 50 of its servicemen were also killed. The neighboring countries have fought 2 wars and seen regular smaller clashes span 3 decades. On Tuesday, Russia said it brokered a ceasefire for the latest outbreak. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We request you to follow health guidelines. Wear mask and stay safe from corona. Khuda Hafiz.